just looking at all this, it's been some years I've been rocking with Ask Yourself and the homie Chris. Just looking at some of these pieces just brings back a whole lot of memories, man. It's cool to see growth, not only in the brand, but it's just reminiscent of the growth I've had even in my career and in my creative journey. I've always made sure that I made it a point to rock a lot of the homies stuff, you know, and I'm very blessed to say that being here in LA and being in the kind of visual creative field, being a barber and being around a lot of fashion brands, a lot of these fashion brands are my homies. So 9 times out of 10, I'll look at my wardrobe, I put on an outfit, and I'm like, damn, I literally just got all the homies stuff on, you know? And that includes a lot of Ask Yourself. So I just want to take some time and kind of go through some of these pieces with y'all, man, because, you know, this is just but a portion of my closet, and having this in there, like I could just almost like blindly close my eyes, and a lot of this stuff is already ready to go, you know? Like this was one of the first knits that I think Ask Yourself made, and I wore the hell out of this thing. I'm gonna talk about actually all their knits, right? These 3 knits right here, we're gonna talk about all 3 of them, but this is the first one I got. And this one was just absolutely insane when I first got it. And what's special about them is this one, I think, was just like a big step for the brand in regards to going into a more luxury feel while still keeping a very special ode to streetwear and just street culture in general, you know what I mean? Giving it those defined luxe details while still having these kind of grungy yet purposeful finishes and details, you know what I mean? But so this was the first knit I got from them. You know what I mean? Can't go wrong with that one. And this was the next one. I think the following winter, this one was crazy. This is super warm. The checkered wool vibe, yeah, wild, super wild. This, I feel like I'm gonna have this forever. Like this is something, I could be an old man wearing this, you know? Just like little 65-year-old grandpa, you know, and Ask Yourself, you know what I'm saying? And then this was the most recent knit, which is still available, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the tonal cross knit, like you have this one with the band detail, and then this is where we're at now. The full custom cross knit all the way through down to the sleeves, you know? I had to get the matching beanie for this too. This is my bald head be me in this when it's cold outside, you know? I don't even know if the brand knows this, but I secretly, for the past 3 Christmases, you know, I make it a point that my sweater is like, my Christmas holiday sweater for the past 3 years have been an Ask Yourself sweater. So, the past 3 Christmases at my family party, they see me in Ask Yourself, you know? So, this was the first one, and then I was in this one the next year for Christmas, and last year I was in the good cross knit one, man. So a very special Ask Yourself holiday memory that I personally secretly have on myself. So now y'all know. If you didn't know that, if you didn't notice that detail, Chris, everybody, y'all been with me in all my Christmas photos for the past 3 years, man. So I feel like this is early Ask Yourself, at least early with me rock with them. You know, you can tell by the cut. It's a little short, a little bit shorter cut compared to the more baggier fits these days. But even though I don't, as you can tell, I usually wear all black. Even though I don't really wear anything outside of that, a good gray short, you can't go wrong, you know? Like this is perfect just for like the summer day and being here in LA, running errands, and little extra details like this just go a long way. These were insane. These were absolutely insane. If you had a pair of these, man, you got lucky. This one I honestly wear a lot. I wear this a lot. And there's times where actually I put this away. I put this in storage because it was in color. There would just be times where I'm like, I just want to be everything all black, not a single piece of color. So I'll put anything that I have in color, even something like this away. But this is probably one of my favorite gym tees now, honestly. It just fits good, good collar on it, and I always get asked about it because it's just that vibrant colorway on there. It's just so nice, you know? This is an early Ask Yourself T2. You guys know what that's based off of. Good little ode to the classics, the good Nirvana vibes. This one has been beat to shreds. There's a bunch of bleach stains, and I'm pretty sure this t-shirt was darker at one point, you know what I mean? But it just fades well, and it looks good like that. And again, just instant butter soft feel. I've worn this out and I've worn it to bed, you know? It's just a good go-to tee. This sweater right here, woo! Yeah, at one point, I just non-stop wore this sweater. If it was a bit cold outside, I've snowboarded in this one. I've literally took 15-hour flights in this one, and it just stood the test of time, you know, just good quality, good weight on it, good little pre-distressing, man. I mean, can't go wrong with a good hoodie. I think this one was very special, simply for the fact that, like, this is very classic to just like old school hip hop, you know, and also just growing up, my dad was and still is very much an enthusiast for sports and tennis in particular. And this just reminds me of like the old school, like Wilson tennis outfits that we used to get, and the Fila ones, being like 10, 12 years old and getting these and wearing them to school, and but yet still has a luxe feel to it, you know? It reminds me of like Celine and all these brands that since then came out with crazy velour sweat fits. I mean velour fits. And you zoom in on that, that's a good Riri zipper. You know what I mean? You could tell too. Just can't go wrong. Sometimes I just wear the pants by itself, you know? These are just so luxe too, you know? Again, coming from the era of the more slim vibe, but you still can't go wrong. But the good details, the good pleat. I mean, I think we might need to run these back, Chris. We need the wider versions. We need these in the wider version for sure. This one, I've worn this, I put it away, I've worn it, I put it away, I've worn it, I put it away. This is just so, just reminds me of my youth too. Just, I remember there was one phase in my life, I think it was like middle school. Again, my dad is one of them ones that I've always kind of like looked to, and I didn't realize how cool he was until I was older. But he was always into sports and he was always into music. He plays guitar, and just being around that, I remember I wanted to phase out into my own vibes, into like alternative music and all that. Listen to like System of a Down and like Linkin Park and all them. It's just, this reminds me of that era when I first picked up a skateboard and I was trying to go to the advanced skate park. I was never really that good, but you know, I was able to ride and pop shove it and do a kickflip here and there. But this just reminds me of like that younger version of me that was really experimenting on trying to skate and listen to new music outside of hip hop, and just realizing that my dad actually played real cool music. You know, like I grew up listening to AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, you know, just Leonard Skinner and all that was in my household all the time. So real cool piece right here. There's obviously a whole lot of new stuff, but this one was really standout. I actually own two of these because I needed two different sizes. I need the slim fit and I need the more baggy fit. But you know, this has a very, very Heidi Slimane Saint Laurent kind of vibe to it. Very special piece. I feel like this is gonna be a timeless one for many years to come. Gets a little bit cold outside, you could always put this on. Chanel patch. I mean, good band logo on the back. These Lux. And again, look, you can see it just like the material is starting to peel out and kind of get its own character. And I'm not mad at that. Again, I like when my stuff has a worn-in feel. You know, I'm not here to like manicure it and make it look any different from how it's aged. You know what I mean? That's just life. Eternal Existence drop 3 that I'm gonna need to get. So, Chris, I'm gonna call you. But yeah, I mean, the new stuff can't go wrong. You know, this thermal's special, very nice. You've seen the jersey and this jacket is just. I think there's this right for the winter. And there's this for the spring and the summertime. And anything branded with the homies on there, you know, it's been super, super dope just to see the brand grow in a way where at one point people like would ask me like, what is that? Like, what brand is that? And I just wear it and I would have to tell them all about it. But now I see a bunch of like NBA players wearing it, bunch of even my clients, you know, seeing a bunch of rappers and ball players and other homies in the fashion and creative world wearing it, and I'm just like, damn, it's so dope to see Ask Yourself literally all over the world. So shout out to the homies, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for making great stuff. Appreciate y'all for supporting other creatives like myself, giving us a platform to grow on. But yeah, I'm always gonna have some good old Ask Yourself. You know what I'm saying? Cool.